Hi, Shane here. You're watching Sam for God, and this is Mark. Check her out.
So hi guys, how you doing? As you guys know, I go to theatre quite a lot. I mean, over the past like 7 or 8 years, I've probably seen over 500 shows in the West End. And one thing that I do quite often that some people might find a little bit weird or not the norm is that I go to theatre on my own quite often. And I've been doing that since I was 18, so it's not a new thing. I'd say of all the shows that I've seen in my life, I've seen probably about 25% of them on my own. And I've honestly enjoyed them just as much as I've enjoyed the ones I saw with people or friends. So in this video I just want to talk a little bit about solo theatre going and what my opinions are on it, what my thoughts are on it, how I find it, when I started doing it, and all that stuff, and maybe open up a discussion down in the comments as well so we can all chat about it, because I've always been absolutely fine with going to the theatre on my own, and I don't know, I feel like it's something that everyone should experience at least once in their lives, if not more. Like I said, I honestly enjoy going to theatre on my own just as much as I enjoy going with my friends or family. Like, it's a different experience for sure, but they're both enjoyable in their own way. So I want to share with you the very first time that I went to the theatre on my own, and funnily enough it was actually for Wicked the musical. It was back in 2009, in May of 2009, and I was 18 at the time, as I said earlier. It was during my A-levels. I was at college, or sixth form as people call it, and obviously because it was May, it meant that my exams were coming up very soon. Like in June I had loads of exams, so I was studying very hard. And if you didn't know guys, I did my A-levels in 1 year instead of 2 years. The standard way of doing A-levels is over the course of 2 years. However, because I'd moved from Austria to England, I really wanted to get them done as quickly as possible so I could go to uni. So I did them, like, I did an intensive course basically. So I did what most people do in 2 years in 1 year, which meant that I was very busy in that 1 year. Like 2008 and 2009 was one of the worst years of my life in terms of busyness. I was constantly studying. Like if I wasn't at college, like revising at college, I was revising at home. In any case, by that point in 2009, I'd probably already seen Wicked about 2 or 3 times, and obviously I'd loved it, but I wasn't in the fan community at the time. Like I wasn't too involved with the show or anything. I didn't even know that there were other people who loved it as much as I did. But I remember I'd obviously somehow liked the Wicked official Facebook page or something, because on one of my short breaks from revising in May of 2009, I was on Facebook and I think I just saw like a random post saying, oh, make sure you catch Kerry Ellis as Elphaba, you know, one last time before she finishes her run in Wicked London soon. And I remember I saw the date that she was leaving and I was like, Lord have mercy, it's in literally less than a week. I'm pretty sure I found out that she was leaving on a Monday, and she was obviously leaving at the end of that week on the Saturday, so time was limited. And Kerry Ellis was my first ever Elphaba and I absolutely loved her, and I obviously want to see her one more time. So I remember in the middle of my revision stress and panicking, I quickly went to my diary and I was like, oh my god Sam, obviously you need to see Kerry one more time. Let's have a look at your diary and see what days you can actually go and see Wicked before she leaves, like that week, because like I said, I was doing college work all the time, so I couldn't really go on a weekday because I'm pretty sure I had either mock exams or I had stuff going on every day of the week. So I didn't really want to go like Monday to Thursday, if that makes sense, because I had other more important things to do. So the day that I thought that would be the most convenient for me to go and see Kerry Ellis as Elphaba one last time in the show was the Friday of that week. I did contemplate going on the Saturday, but I think I wanted to get myself a student ticket because I was a student at the time, you know, life was good, I could get discounts and all that. Those were the days. And fact of the day, student tickets at Wicked at the time in 2009 were actually only £25. They've gone up to £29.50 now, which is ridiculous.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
Still good though, not gonna lie, still better than like a full price ticket, but £25 for best available tickets at Wicked, like life was good. But yeah, because I wanted to get student tickets, I thought I'd have more of a chance of getting them on a Friday evening rather than the Saturday, because obviously Saturday evening was Kerry's last show and I knew that it was already kind of mostly sold out. I looked online and I was like, yeah, let's just go on a Friday. So I put it in my own diary, like for myself. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't even think, oh, maybe I should ask a friend or a family member. Like my parents love Wicked, especially my mum, and I'm pretty sure my mum would have come with me. She would have loved to come with me if I'd asked her, but I just didn't even bother. Like, this is what I'm saying, it was so natural to me to just go on my own, because I was in the middle of revising for my exams, because I was in the middle of all this stress at college and all that, and it was like a last minute decision for me to go and see Wicked. It didn't even cross my mind to ask anyone. Like, this is how naturally going to theatre solo came to me. I didn't even think about, you know, how weird it's going to be to go on my own. I just thought, oh, I want to see Kerry one more time. Like, oh, she leaves at the end of this week, I need to go this week. Friday works best for me, I'm going to go on Friday. Friday. And that was that. That was how I did my first ever solo theatre visit. I understand that a lot of people are different, by the way. Like, I feel like I'm a very independent person when it comes to things like this. I've never in my life felt weird about going somewhere on my own, but I do have friends who find it really weird. Like, I can go to the restaurant on my own. I can literally go to a proper like sit down restaurant, sit there on my own, read a book, enjoy a nice meal. I can go to the cinema on my own, to the theatre on my own. I've been to different countries on my own. Like, I can do stuff on my own, and I've been able to do that since I was like 17 or 18. It's just never been something that I've found weird or bizarre. Like, I'm so happy with my own company, basically, that if I want to do something, like if something really matters to me, I'll just go and do it. I don't want to have to rely on other people to be able to do it. And at the time, obviously, being able to see Kerry Ellis as Elphaba one last time meant a lot to me. I really wanted to do this, and instead of like faffing about and trying to find somebody to come with me, and like I said, I'm sure if I wanted to, I could have easily found someone to come with me. I just literally did not ask anyone. I was just like, I don't have the time to try and sort anything out, like try and get people involved in my family or whatever. I need to get back to my revision as soon as possible, but you know, at least I know that I can go and see her one last time on the Friday. That's all sorted. I'm gonna go and get myself a student ticket as soon as I finish college on Friday, and that was that. That was how I did it. And when it came down to it as well, like as I said, on that Friday I had college in the morning, and I think I probably finished at like 2 o'clock or something. Went home, you know, had a few hours at home relaxing, probably not actually relaxing, probably revising, and I think around like 7 o'clock I got myself to Wicked, the Apollo Victoria Theatre, because even then I knew that like the later you go, sometimes the better tickets you can get, and that is still a fact, I believe. Like, because they sometimes hold back premium tickets at Wicked until the very last minute, if you end up going half an hour before the show and like show them a student card or something, they might offer you one of their really good premium tickets for a discounted price, which works really well sometimes. Like, I've done that many times. Well, I used to do it when I was a student. In any case, I got there and I got my ticket and I went and saw the show. I saw Kerry Ellis's final Friday performance at Wicked, you know, from her first run anyway, and it was incredible. Like, I had an amazing time. Did not think twice about it being weird, did not feel scared, did not feel judged or anything at all, because at the end of the day I was there to watch the show. I was there to watch Kerry as Elphaba one last time, and I honestly don't think anybody watched me or looked at me or judged me, or even if they did, I just didn't pay attention to it because I was so engrossed in the show itself. I was so immersed in the theatre that I just didn't care about anyone else. I think I might have called my mom in the interval, you know, for like 5 minutes or something, and only because I was so overwhelmed by Kerry's performance, and obviously Diane as well, the whole cast. I just wanted to talk to somebody about it. I was like, oh my god, mom, like, because obviously my mom had seen Diane before, my mom had seen Kerry before, so she knew who Kerry was and stuff, and I think at the time I just needed to fangirl a little bit to somebody, so I was like, mom, oh my god, the show is amazing, blah blah blah. And she's like, oh Sam, I'm glad you're having a good time. She was probably in the middle of watching some TV show or something, and that was that. That was like only like a 3 or 4 minute call, and then I ended up just kind of wandering around the theatre, having a look at the merchandise, looking through the programme that I just bought, just kind of sitting in my seat, you know, just taking it all in, and it was absolutely fine. Like I said, I did not once feel weird, judged or watched by anyone, and that was that. From then on I started going to the theatre on my own all the time. In fact, 2010 was the start of my full-on theatre obsession. Like, before 2010 I'd probably seen about maybe 5 or 6 West End shows, and Wicked was one of them, Billy Elliot was one of the other ones, but it was in 2010 that I decided that I want to see every single West End show that I possibly can, and the fact I was willing to go on my own made things so much easier, because I remember in that year I'd probably go and see a new West End show every week or something, and sometimes I'd go with friends or my parents, but a lot of the times I went and saw shows on my own, and that's how I got to see so much of the West End at a young age, I guess, and I still do that sometimes. I mean, I'm very lucky that now I know so many people who are like me and who enjoy going to theatre as often as I do, so now it's easier to find people who want to go. Like, also now, because I'm constantly in conversation with friends and other theatre goers about different shows that are coming up, it's very likely that whenever a new show comes to London, I've already talked about that show to like a friend or something, so we try and go together because we've already kind of discussed it. But I still do tend to go to theatre on my own every now and again, and like I said, it's not just about theatre. I do a lot of things on my own. I remember even back when I was in high school, so that means when I was about 15 or 16, I was in a group of friends in high school, obviously, as most people are when they're at school, and my best friend in high school was one of those people who was completely the opposite of me in terms of doing things alone. Like, sometimes after school she'd want to go shopping or whatever, and she'd ask me if I'd go with her, and for instance I was busy so I couldn't, so I'd be like, I'm really sorry, yo, I can't come with you today. And if I couldn't go with her, she'd literally go around school or the class and ask every single person. Like, she didn't even care how close she was to that person or how much fun she'd be able to have with them. She just wanted someone to go with her, whereas if I was in her place and wanted to go shopping after school, and like my best friends didn't want to go with me or couldn't go with me, I would have just done it on my own. And I think that's such a good thing to have. It makes your life so much more free. Like, you just feel free as a person, lesson when you realise how you can do everything on your own without relying on other people. If there's a random show you really want to see and nobody wants to go with you, that's fine. You just do it on your own. You go and see it. You enjoy it. You love it. If there's a concert you really want to go and see and none of your friends care about it, that doesn't matter. You can still go and you'll have a great time. I promise. If you're out and about on your own and you really fancy going to this restaurant, but you're on your own, you're like, oh my god, should I go or not? And you know that none of your friends will be up for going to it anytime soon because it's a bit expensive, for instance. Does it matter? No. You go to that restaurant and you go and enjoy your food. You don't have to do things with people all the time. This is one of the biggest secrets to happiness, in my opinion. The less you rely on people, the happier you are as a person. And I want to stress out that does not mean that I don't enjoy doing stuff with my friends or family. Like I said, I love going to theatre with my family. I love going to theatre with my friends, especially friends who also enjoy theatre as much as I do. But I'm just saying, if people can't go with you, or if you just fancy doing something on your own every once in a while, that's completely okay, in my opinion. Because think about it, when you're at the theatre, you're legit there to watch the show. Yes, you might have to kind of be on your own a little bit, in your own company for the bit before the show, maybe in the interval or something, but the majority of the experience is you being sat there watching a show. So really, you have nothing to worry about. Like, and one thing that I've noticed when it comes to solo theatre going is that I actually pay attention to the show a lot more somehow when I'm on my own, because I feel completely engrossed in the show, because like I said, I've got no distractions, I've got nobody to talk to me or anything in between shows, so it's just me and the show. And in a really weird way, sometimes it's a more immersive and better experience, especially if it's the first time watching a show. Like I said, if you're with friends or with other people, it's fun because you can discuss the show in the interval or you can laugh about it, but also sometimes you're worried, especially if you go and see a show that you really like, for instance, and it's your friend's first time. I don't know about you, but if I'm sat there with a friend watching one of my favourite shows, I constantly worry about whether or not my friends are going to enjoy the show, and that makes me not enjoy the show as much, if you know what I mean. And it could be the same if it's a new show for both of you. Like, you might be influenced a little bit by what your friend is thinking. Like, your friend might be sat next to you and she might not be enjoying it as much, and even though you are enjoying it, somehow you get weird vibes and a different energy from her, and it makes you not enjoy the show as much either. But when you're on your own, it's literally just you and the stage and the show, and I don't think there's anything more beautiful than that in the world, really. So that's it, guys. I think that's all I have to say about solo theatre going. Let me know in the comments if you've ever gone to theatre on your own. Let me know how you felt on your first time that you went on your own, and if you'd consider doing it if you've never done it before. Please do make sure that if you do decide to go to theatre on your own, that you're at least 16 years old, because obviously if you're under 16 then you're still kind of considered a child, and it might not be the best idea to go and do stuff on your own when you're younger. But I think 16 and above, and obviously, I mean, you know when you're ready to go and see shows on your own. You're the one who has to make that decision. But I just wanted to make this video to hopefully inspire you to go and see shows on your own, and just to go and do stuff on your own in life if you've never considered before, because I think it's such a, like I said, it's such a freeing experience. It makes you feel so alive and free. Like, the whole world just becomes so much more accessible to you when you realize that you can do things on your own whenever you want. And that's the end of this video, guys. I know it's a very random video, like, but I just wanted to talk about this topic because it's something that I've been doing for so long. Like, I'm 27 now and I've been doing this since I was 18, so nearly 10 years of me just doing stuff on my own, going to shows on my own, going to the cinema on my own, going to restaurants on my own. And it's weird how some people still find it a bit weird, but I absolutely love it. And sometimes you can make friends as well with the people in the theatre. Like, I've talked to so many people when I've been to shows on my own, like people who've sat next to me or around me. Sometimes you end up meeting people who are also there on their own if you go and see shows, and it can be really fun. Like, and I've actually found that people are really nice to you when they realise you're there on your own. Like, they just want to talk to you about the show, and that can be nice. But obviously if you don't want to talk to people either, that's also absolutely fine. You don't have to talk to them. Anyway, guys, that's the end of this video. I feel like I've been rambling for a long time. Thank you so much for watching. Leave comments down below. Let's talk about the situation together, and I'll see you next time. Bye.